Thanks to the supporters of channel member Richard Myers. Well, folks, you know the drill by now. We've made about 75 grand off of this year's FA Cup run already. Today, we're away from home against League Two Crawley, having beaten League Two opposition in the previous round. If we win today, we basically double our return on competition, prize money and income for the year, and also open ourselves up to the potential jackpot of the third round of the FA Cup and the idea that one win and one good draw, we could clear our debt. Wouldn't that be lovely? We do have to get past Crawley first, but we have to dream. Let's get past Crawley. Let's solve all our financial problems. Hello and welcome to part 68 of Wembley to Wembley. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have got that FA Cup second round game away against Crawley. And then, I mean, based on how this cup run's gone so far, probably the replay. But other than that, we might play Chippenham in the league. Wouldn't it be nice to play a league game? We have been playing some league games since you were last with me. We have finally lost another one of them and picked up a couple of disappointing draws, but did beat top of the table Maidstone. So we are frustratingly inconsistent in the league, which leaves us in 6th place, but 2 games in hand over top of the table Billericay and only 5 points behind them. So if we were to win our 2 games in hand, we would be top of the league, which would be an interesting little situation for us to find ourselves in. What a season this could turn into. We're also still in the FA Trophy. We've got a game in that coming up against Farnham, which they're down in the pyramid. They're back from whence we came. So you'd like to think we could get a run going in the FA Trophy as well. This could be the greatest season in the history of Wembley, or it could all be about to go wrong against Crawley. Crawley, by the way, are 14th in League Two. We beat Fylde in the last round, who are 20th, 3 points behind Crawley. If we can beat Fylde, we can beat Crawley. It's a big if, though. It's Jacob in goal, a back four of Connor, Hughes, Bamba and Gwinney. Yates, McLaren and Marrow and Phelan, there's 4 there, in midfield. And then Ennis and McLennan up front. It's the same team we played in the first round of the previous round, with the Tackley boys in midfield and Tom Best as an impact sub. If we do get to a replay, obviously we'll bring in the fancy boys like Best, like Hamilton, and try and play a little bit more football. But we're very much going there with the plan to ideally not lose, which is not the best plan to go into a football match with when you're not very good defensively. But, you know, we've got to try and get that replay. I don't think we're going to come here and win in front of over 2,000 people, which is the biggest attendance we've come up against in the FA Cup by quite some stretch so far this season. It's still not enough to get us any kind of decent income share there. But of course, winning this round, big prize money for that. And then the potential of the next round. Marrow's just hit the crossbar with a stupendous effort from range. Crawley trying to get the counter-attack going, but between all of our boys, Connor charging, but I don't know where he'd been, but Connor coming back and cutting that one off. He's had a very good loan spell with us so far, Trevor Connor. Unfortunately, he is one of the boys who's going to be leaving us in January, and I don't think there's any way to extend it because we've used up all of our long-term loans for the season. We'll try and extend it, but my track record of extending loans in FM24 is basically it never works. So we're going to miss him when he's gone, as will be the case with some of the other guys. I mean, both fullback go back in January or early February to their parent clubs. So even if we do end up top of the league, we're going to be playing on a very small squad with no way to strengthen it. Unless, of course, we clear the debts with an FA Cup run and manage to increase the wage budget again and be allowed to do some transfers after Christmas. Wouldn't that be a thing? Being 1-0 down in this game is not the best way to make that happen, though. We will not do anything too drastic here in the first half, but I think we're going to have to go attacking in the second half, get Tom Best warming up, and see if we can drag ourselves back into this match, because it's really quite important that we do. It has been an even match, but that doesn't really count for anything. We need to win it. We're going attacking, and fingers crossed we can grab ourselves a goal fairly early in this second half and get ourselves back into the game. We're going to offer some encouragement. Right, there's the opportunity. Phelan's picked up a knock, so Tom Best can come on. I was going to bring him on up front for McLennan, but when an opportunity like that presents itself, Best is now on. He's going to get most of the second half to come on and try and make a difference. And sooner rather than later, I think we probably push him forward. and go to the 4-2-4. We've got Marrow who can drop back to there. And that means Tom Best can play in his best role as the inside forward coming off the right wing. I don't know why that keeps appearing. I keep turning it off again. Right, Hughes playing it over the top, looking for the run of Best. He couldn't get in behind his defender on that occasion, but just letting Crawley know what's coming. We are going to be trying to get the ball out to Tom Best a lot and hopefully see him get in behind. But that's a missed interception. I don't know why we've let the ball bounce there. We've got away with it, but Hughes needs to learn. I mean, it's centre-back 101. You do not let the ball bounce in a situation like that. He did, and it's directly led to the corner, which in turn has directly led to us being 2-0 down. And potentially, I don't want to exaggerate, but maybe cost us £1 million missing that header. We'll send him a bill. Right, I am worried now because we've not really looked like we're in contention. And I think our FA Cup run ends here, which means any hopes we had of clearing money end with it. Patel's going to come on and play with Ennis. Patel's never scored for us. We'll bring Scowen on as well. It's all a little... the oomph has come out of it for us. Right, if we can score and get one back here, maybe the oomph will come back. Best trying one of his long throws. There's nobody marking Gwynny as he receives that, and Best plays it back to Scowen, and we have got a goal back. Right, it's now all of a sudden all to play for again. We've got 20 minutes to grab an equaliser and bring them back to our place-ish at Dulwich Hamlet. And it all comes from the Tom Best long throw. I don't know why they've not marked the two boys who are in there, but it's cost them. Now, encourage somebody go and do something. We're going to go very attacking, and we're just going to throw everything at them and try and get an equaliser. Ennis is shattered, but he's going to have to stay on. We're going to bring on Hamilton because he offers a lot more creatively, make him the playmaker. And then I think we'll also bring on Adam Larson for his experience. In fact, forget Adam Larson. We're going to bring on Machiavelli for his attacking threat from that left-hand side and just throw everything at them. Everybody go forward and attack. Marrow plays it forward to Ennis, who is shattered, tries to release Best, but because he's tired, the pass is a poor one. A rare poor pass from Niall Ennis. And now Crawley just reminding us they are quite good, testing us. And can we have one? Right, we've got a highlight. It's a set piece. It's Marrow to deliver, looking for Best, can't find him. It falls to Patel. That might have been the chance. I mean, it wasn't a big chance. It was on the edge of the area, but it was a chance all the same. Right, it's another Tom Best long throw. They realised they could probably mark him this time. They learned from the first one. Jacob, I think, was forward for that as well because he was not close to being in position there. So I think on very attacking, Jacob had gone forward for the long throw, which is something I don't think I've seen before. But yeah, the FA Cup run is over. The dream is over. The debt remains in place for another year. That's not our only route to Wembley this season closed, because we are still in the FA trophy, but it does mean we capped out at making about 100 grand. We were on like minus 575 when the cup run started, so we made about 100 grand off of the cup run. It's it doesn't make a big difference to the overall situation of things, though. So fingers crossed we can just keep going with another cup run against Farnham in the FA Trophy. In the meantime, remember when we used to play in the league? I'm going to show you one of those matches. So I guess the goal now is to get ourselves back up near the top of the league again. We're actually now in a situation where if we win both our games, we don't go top, but we do go second. 2.2 games fewer played than everybody else around us. If we win them both, that puts us to 42 points, which is back in second place, which is where we were when the cup run started. Our big problem is that we draw so many football matches. We've drawn more games than anyone else in the league, apart from Wealdstone, have also drawn 4. So we're good at avoiding defeat, not so good at winning football matches. Let's fix that today against Chippenham. Chippenham are down in a relegation battle, so there should be a team we're capable of beating. It's Jacob in goal, a back four of Connor, Hughes, Bamba and Gwynny, Yates, Hamilton, McLaren and Best in midfield with Ennis and McLennan up front. I'm very sad about the FA Cup. I don't want to talk about it anymore. What I do want to do is get promoted now. If we can't make £1 million from a game against Manchester United in the FA Cup, I daren't look who Crawley have got. Shall we have a look? Am I going to make myself very upset here? Crawley. If they've got a big game, I'm going to be heartbroken. Crawley in the third round at home against Norwich. So it wouldn't have made us any money anyway. Home games, when we don't have a home, don't make us any money. So I guess it would have been nice to get the 70 grand or so prize money for actually winning the match, but we weren't going to get rich off the cup this year anyway. So it's all fine. What's not fine is conceding a goal after a minute. And I do worry that all of the feel-good factor around the club because of the FA Cup run might be knocked out of us here, because that's not been a great start to this game against a team we should be capable of beating. We're going to immediately go attacking and demand more. If they score again here, this could be the start of the wheels coming off, because now everyone's going to realise, oh, goodness me, we are desperately in debt. We've had our wage budget slashed. We can't pay bonuses. There might come a point this season where we can't pay salaries. We are back to pushing ourselves out to potential new owners. If we've got any tycoons who want the take Wembley back to Wembley story, what we want is a really, really rich billionaire to buy us and Wembley Stadium just for a media stunt and have us play there as our home games. That would work. Right. Tom Best, long throw, which seems to be our most common highlight at the moment. And once again, it's not a very useful one. Best playing it into Hamilton now, who gives it back to Best. And now Best slides it across to Ennis. And that's something we've seen happen quite a lot this season. Maybe we should have played Hamilton and Best in the cup game, because they've played a lot together in the league, and Hamilton can find a pass and Best can get on the end of them, and they've connected pretty well there. And Ennis, and once again, the beneficiary of that situation. 1-1 after half an hour. We're going to keep it on attacking because we want to get back to the top of the league, or near the top of the league. We don't want to be knocking around sat outside the playoffs. This has been a very good season so far, but it could turn very, very quickly because we're on the verge of the loan players being recalled. We've got no money to replace them. We're starting to get a few players who are a little bit grumpy about not getting game time who are going to want to leave. For example, Brown, who is effectively our first reserve at right back and centre back. He's only on £30 a week, but he wants to leave. But we can't sell him because we can't bring anyone in to replace him. Even if we found someone else dumb enough to play for us for £30 a week, we can't sign anyone because we're so far over our wage budget. So we've got to keep him here unhappy. And Jacob definitely can save penalties, can't he? Goodness me. Lovely stuff from him. And it's another Chippenham corner. And we could really do with getting the ball up the other end and doing a goal. Hamilton heads it clear, sort of. And Best trying to close down on the edge of the area as well. But Chippenham getting plenty of time to pick their moves at the moment. And that is not how we're supposed to be playing against a team that we're supposed to be better than. Let's offer a little bit of encouragement to the boys. There you go. Kevin Chapman is encouraging his players from the touchline. I don't know that I've ever seen that before. We're about to lose touchline shouts, and I've just seen them mentioned in the commentary for the first time. We've won a penalty of our own here, so this is going to be another opportunity for Ennis. Almost called him Dennis. For Niall Dennis. Dennis Ennis. Why is his first? It's Tom Best. Why is Best taking it? Best is Best. That's why. Normally Ennis takes them. But Best takes that one. 13 for the season from Best. And that's his 100th goal for Wembley. And you saw it on camera. Lovely, lovely, lovely. 100 goals shows you just how important Tom Best has been for us over the years. 100 goals from midfield. What a career. He's still only 24. What a Wembley career. Bearing in mind as well, he's gone through 1, 2, 3 promotions with us. So he's now playing 4 leagues higher than we were in when he signed. One of the best signings I've ever made in Football Manager, I think, Tom Best. Right. And don't get me wrong, boys and girls, I'm not calling him one of the best players I've ever had, but one of the best signings. We're going to stick him up front. Let him go and do a football. We'll bring Larson on as well. And we should probably come off of the attacking instruction, drop back to positive, and hopefully just see the game out. So a win here puts us up to 6th place. 8 points behind Maidstone, who are also winning, but we'd still have 2 games in hand over them. Obviously, we want to win the league. That's the goal now. We've tested ourselves and looked good against League 2 opposition. We're good enough to get out of the National League South. We want to be in the National League National next season. Lovely naming conventions. But we've got to stop dropping late goals and actually win these games rather than drawing them. And it looks like that's what we're going to do today, which is jolly good. Let's go on a little winning run now. So we've got Farnham next. Keep that cup run going. All hope is not lost for the season, boys and girls. What I am going to do, though, is play a few matches before I see you again, because we've done quite a lot in the first part of this season, focusing on the cup run. So we're going to get some games played and probably come back around about the time the loanees are recalled, late January, early February, while we try and figure out what we're going to do when those players go back, because it's Connor and Gwynny are the 2 we're going to miss, our 2 fullbacks. Possibly, I mean, there are 2 of our 3 best players. So we'll come back around then and work out what we're going to do and how we're going to replace them and if we can extend the deals. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.